Learn fluent English. 100 phrasal verbs. Aim at. To target a particular group of people. These magazine advertisements are aimed at young people. Get through. To make contact by phone. After hours of being on hold, I finally got through. Ask for. To request something. I asked for a better hotel room with an ocean view. Hang on. To wait for a short time. Could you hang on a second while I look for my keys? Ask out. To ask someone on a date. He asked me out on Valentine's Day. How could I say no? Call back. To return a phone call. Can I call you back after I've finished my work? Back down. To withdraw a claim or assertion in a fight or an argument. He won't back down from the fight, no matter what. Break up. To lose a phone signal. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You're breaking up. Back off. To stop being involved in a situation. Just back off and leave me alone. I'm not in the mood to talk to you. Put through. To connect to someone else by phone. Could you put me through to your manager, please? Back up. To walk or drive a vehicle backwards. She backed up the car as soon as she noticed that she left me behind. Hang up. To end a phone call. I can't believe he hung up on me just because I disagreed with him. Beat up. To hurt someone by hitting, kicking, or punching them repeatedly. He's lucky that he didn't get beat up by those bullies. Cut off. To interrupt a conversation. I'm sorry to cut you off, but our train is about to leave. Beef up. To make changes or improvements. After the burglary, we decided to beef up our security system. Pick up. To answer the phone. I called several times, but no one picked up the phone. Believe in. To have confidence in someone or something. The boss really believes in you. That's why she chose you for this project. Speak up. To speak louder. Could you speak up, please? The people in the back can't hear you. Get back to. To contact someone later with a reply. We would appreciate it if you could get back to us as soon as possible. Call in. To call a place in order to give a message. I called in to the radio show and talked about my experience in the music industry. Blow away. To impress someone. We were all blown away by your presentation. Blow off. To fail to keep an appointment with someone. We had a date planned for tonight, but she blew me off. Blow up. To lose one's temper. He blows up at every little thing. He can't control his temper. Boil down to. To be the main reason of a problem. His problem with girls boils down to his lack of experience. Break down. To suddenly stop working. My car broke down on the way to work. Could I borrow yours? Break in. To illegally enter a place with force. I heard someone break in the middle of the night. Break off. To remove something from a larger piece. She broke off a piece of her bread and handed it to the child. Break out. To escape. A dangerous criminal just broke out of the local jail. Break through. To force a way through a barrier. The excited fans broke through the security at the ticket gate. Break up. To end a relationship. Did you break up with Tom yet? He isn't right for you. Bring back. To reintroduce something. I heard that they are bringing back their original logo. Bring over. To bring someone or something from one place to another. Could you bring over some wine for tonight's party? Bring up. To raise a matter for discussion. She tried repeatedly to bring up the subject of money. Brush off. To dismiss someone or something in an abrupt way. He brushed off my idea, even though everyone else was in favor of it. Brush up. To improve one's existing knowledge. I want to brush up on my Japanese before my trip to Tokyo. Build in. To include something as part of a plan, system, or agreement. New safety regulations are being built into the contracts. Bump into. To meet someone unexpectedly. Guess who I bumped into last night? My old roommate from college. Burn down. To destroy a structure by fire. My next-door neighbor's house burned down last week. Burn out. To ruin one's health by working too much. I finally have a day off, but I'm just too burned out to enjoy it. Burn up. To have a high temperature. I don't feel so good. I'm burning up. I should go to the doctor's. Burst out. To suddenly begin doing something. After I told my joke, the audience burst out laughing. Butt in. To interrupt a conversation or activity. He is always butting in, not letting anyone finish their stories. Call off. To cancel a planned event. I think we're going to have to call off the match due to icy weather. Calm down. To become less agitated. She took a deep breath and tried to calm herself down. Care for. To nurture or take care of someone or something. He cared for his mother for years until she passed away. Carry away. To lose self-control. I got a bit carried away when describing the season finale of my favorite show. Carry on. To continue an activity or task. He carried on singing even though no one was listening. Carry out. To perform a task. We are carrying out a market research survey. Catch on. To understand or realize something. He finally caught on to what she was trying to tell him. Catch up. To reach the same quality or standard as someone or something else. I stayed homesick from school, and now I'm finding it hard to catch up. Cheat on. To have a secret relationship outside of one's partner. She broke up with her boyfriend because he cheated on her. Check in. To arrive and register at a hotel or airport. You should check in at least 1 hour before your flight. Check out. To investigate someone or something. Why don't we check out the new restaurant downtown? Chicken out. To refrain from doing something out of fear. I planned on going bungee jumping, but I chickened out at the last minute. Chop up. To cut something into small pieces. Could you chop up some carrots for my stew? Clean out. To thoroughly clean the inside of something. I'm helping my parents clean out the garage this weekend. Clear out. To go away. The baseball fans started clearing out when the game ended. Clear up. To solve or explain something. The scientist cleared up some common misconceptions. Clog up. To block something so that little or nothing can pass through. Tourists were clogging up the streets downtown. Close down. To cease operations permanently. Lots of businesses had to close down due to the lack of residents in the area. Close off. To block an entrance or pathway. The streets are closed off for the fireworks and parade. Come about. To happen. Take place. Can you tell me more about how this project came about? Come across. To meet or find someone or something by chance. I came across your article online and thought it was wonderful. Come apart. To break into parts or pieces. This old house is coming apart at the seams. Come back. To return to a place. I think she's really excited to be coming back home after all these years. Come down. To travel south. My boyfriend is coming down to Florida from New York. Come down to be dependent on a specified factor. You know, it all comes down to money in the end. Come down with. To begin to have an illness. I think I may be coming down with a cold. I can't stop sneezing. Come in. To finish a race in a specified position. She came in first place in the chess tournament. Come off. To appear or sound in a specified way. Give an impression. He always comes off very arrogant whenever he talks. Come on. To start to happen. I feel a headache coming on. Could you turn down the music? Come out. To become known. It came out that he was a pathological liar and a cheat. Come over. To make a visit. My brother is coming over for dinner, so I have to clean up the kitchen. Come through. To succeed in a difficult situation. She is a great leader and always comes through under pressure. Come up. To unexpectedly occur or present itself. I'm sorry, something urgent just came up. Could we postpone our meeting? Come up with. To produce something, especially when challenged or pressured. You keep coming up with lame excuses for not finishing your chores. Con into. To trick or deceive someone into doing something. My grandpa was conned into sending a large sum of money to a stranger. Con out of. To be defrauded. Elizabeth was conned out of over $10,000. Cool off. To become calm again. He's really angry. You should give him some time to cool off. Count on. To rely on someone or something. I can always count on you to tell me the truth. Count up. To add everything together. Why don't you count up your money and see if you can afford the movie? Cover up. To use something to hide or conceal something else. He often uses a hat to cover up the bald patch on his head. Crack down. To start dealing with bad or illegal behavior in a more severe way. The police are starting to crack down on drunk drivers. Cross off. To remove someone or something from a list. You can cross off the names of the people who have RSVP'd. Cut back. To reduce the amount or quantity of something. My doctor told me to cut back on caffeine, but it's a lot harder than I expected. Cut down. To reduce the size, amount, or quantity of something. I really should cut down my sugar intake, but I have a sweet tooth. Cut out. To remove, exclude, or stop eating or doing something. You can live a healthier lifestyle by cutting out foods high in fat. Cut up. To divide something into pieces with a sharp implement. I'm busy in the kitchen cutting up some vegetables. Deal with. To take action in order to achieve something or solve a problem. Those kinds of problems are dealt with in the Human Resources Department. Do away with. To remove or put an end to something. The school is doing away with uniforms for the students. Do-over. To do something again to improve or correct mistakes. My teacher asked me to do my homework over because I made many mistakes. Do with. To need or want someone or something. I'm exhausted. I could do with a few days off of work. Do without. To prefer not to have something. I could do without your nagging first thing in the morning. Doze off. To fall asleep, especially for a short period of time. He was so exhausted that he dozed off on the train. Dress up. To dress in formal clothes. There's no need to dress up. Just wear your casual clothes. Drop in. To visit someone unexpectedly. Feel free to drop in whenever you are in the neighborhood. Drop off. To take someone or something to a particular place, usually by car. I need to drop these books off at the library before it closes. Drop out. To abandon a course of study. Jimmy dropped out of college to pursue a career in acting.